Welcome back, Generation X Nation. As y'all seen the thumbnail, we're going to do a little quick chit chat about a series called Love and Marriage Huntsville. Let's talk Love and Marriage Huntsville, and can this franchise be saved? I see everybody finishing up the final little residue about the reunion and how everybody is feeling about the show going forward, if it's going to come back. I think there was a write-up from OWN Network about some of the other franchises and how they have increased in viewership and how they have helped the viewership of the OWN Network overall. But I didn't see Love and Marriage Huntsville in any of that. The show has been called toxic. They said that people weren't treated correctly, hostile work environment, harassment, SEX harassment, you name it. That show has been accused of all of it. Now, we all know the main cast member, the star of the show, quote unquote, Melody Cherie Rogers has exited the building. I did do a video on that. Please feel free to look at it. And now we're trying to figure out what is the future of it. I did do a video. I didn't think the show would. My initial thinking was the show probably is not going to last without her. Can it be saved? I've always said that I believe Marceau and Letitia are the next up, and I've done videos about that they believe are going to be the ones to come in and save the show. I don't know if that's possible, because the driving factor in that whole scenario is not so much Tisha, because she's out here, she's doing her best trying to drum up viewership and more of a fan base. And I know she has a T squad. Please do not get in my comments saying I hate Tisha and Marceau. I don't know any of these people personally. Everything I say is alleged and in my opinion and for entertainment purposes only. I go off of what I see on TV, the vibes I get from the person and what they show me off the screen, and that's how I come up with my commentaries. I don't ask for money. I do this in my spare time because I enjoy doing it. Now, with that being said, Letitia, I've seen her on Instagram, TikTok, just various social media platforms trying to build up her fan base, creating a YouTube page, because I know that she's trying to help save the show and do her part. And I get it, because let's be real. Her and Marceau is the next most popular couple on the show, regardless of what anybody tells you. And the reason I think that she's doing this is somebody's probably telling her to do it. I think she enjoys doing the show, but also she understands the popularity of her husband. Love him or hate him, people like Marceau. I like Marceau, and I like Tisha, and I believe Tisha is absolutely gorgeous. The only thing I see that may hurt them somewhat is, one, they're behind the power curve just a little bit, bringing that fan base up to where it needs to be, because while they was fighting against the grain, when Melody was over there building her Millimeter franchise or fan base, and people was coming over there and she was building them up and encouraging them, they were on the other side, and not just Letitia and Marceau, but Kimmy and Maurice and the rest of them were on the other side hating the fan base. Not so much the Millimeters, but instead of building their fan base up, they was talking about, I'm tired of these bloggers. I'm tired of people on social media saying this and that and the third, when they should have been embracing it and helping to build their fan base up too, just like Melody did. And maybe do events and get people to start, buying into whatever it is that they're selling, charisma, personality, whatever the case may be. I think Melody had a head start because she was already a businesswoman prior to the show. According to her, she said she was a millionaire by the time she was about 25 or early 30s or something. So, and she was she had a good name around the town doing her mimosas with Melody and certain little events in town. So she was used to knowing how to woo a crowd and get people to focus in and home in on what she was bringing to the table. Whereas the other people were kind of maybe in the background a little bit. Not to say that they didn't have decent jobs and wasn't making money, but they weren't more of a public figure and didn't do a lot of public speaking. So it was a little harder for them to get off and running. But they're at season 9, 10, or whatever, and now they're figuring out how important it is to have that fan base and how social media can help you grow it. Because they were on social media, but not like she was. Melody was always on social media selling something. And I think that's kind of where they had a shortfall. And the next biggest shortfall, and I can't say this enough about Letitia and Marceau, is that Wanda. Again, alleged, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only, Wanda is hurting Letitia and Marceau's brand so badly. And I don't know if they either don't care or don't get it. They too highly intelligent people, so they got to know what she's doing to their brand, not to Miss Wanda's brand. Because in all honesty, Miss Wanda can get on social media, YouTube, scream, fight, cuss all day, which she do anyway. And either people can buy into it or don't buy into it. I personally have I have an issue with a woman of a particular age on social media behaving the way she behaves, using the language she used, and then she hides behind, I'm going to protect mine. There's nobody in America, for the most part, who's a decent human being or a decent parent who is not going to protect their children. But they don't get all on social media going off using all kind of this foul language and calling people out of their names and stuff like that. Threatening people, I'll meet you outside, calling people the B word. Not at that particular age. That's just something you don't do. Your grandkids can see it, I don't know. And again, it all comes from environment, community, your background, how you was raised. I get that. She apparently was raised across the tracks. I don't use that as an excuse or accept it as an excuse, because it don't matter where you come from, where you start, it's how you finish. Oprah Winfrey started in a house in Mississippi with a dirt floor, and she's a billionaire. A lot of people in a particular age group, parents were fresh off the farms and the cotton fields of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, you name it, Arkansas, Louisiana, and all of that. And they may not have the best upbringing, but they wanted their children to do better. And they don't behave like that. And they don't talk like that at a certain age. The language she uses, to me, sounds like the stuff the 20 and 30-year-old kids use. I don't find anything attractive about an older lady. And again, I'm not calling you old and all of that. Live your life. I go out, enjoy myself. Ain't nothing wrong with going out, enjoying yourself and having fun. But it's just the way you conduct yourself. And that is what's causing Tisha the biggest problems in building her fan base. It's not like she's not a likable person. She's beautiful. Lately, her fashion's been on point. Her makeup's been on point. She has a beautiful heart. Marceau, like we say, we all love Marceau. I've seen how she conducted herself in the reunion, like it or love it. She did try to be as calm as possible. There were some moments where she stepped in and might have, they found out she was the one that talked about the whole limousines thing and all of that. But outside of that, I still believe that she could have been the person to keep this franchise going. Because let's face it, Stormy's beautiful too, but people just didn't like her. She didn't resonate with the viewers. Trisha, they don't like her. Kimmy, she almost had it in the beginning until her true colors come out. Because as they say, what goes on in the dark comes to light. When people show you who they are, believe them. And Kimmy showed everybody who she is. So that's gone. Tisha is the only one, and Marceau, in my opinion. Nobody cares about Martell and Ariane. Let's just keep it real. They can say, I'm bringing Ariane on this. Nobody gives a crap. What are you going to tell us differently? We know the story. There's nothing left to say. And I know Ariana keeps saying, I'm going to tell my story. What story are you going to tell, Ariana? Please don't get me started on her. I am sick of Ariana. If you bring her on the show, probably what little fan base you have will disappear because they will feel it's a disrespect to Melody, because technically Melody, and Kim admitted, was the one that the show was her baby. That was her dream. And if you bring that on the show, that's the ultimate disrespect, and you're going to lose what little fan base you have left. People like me, who's been a fan since day one, I would still watch the show with Letitia and Marceau if, when it first starts, just to see if it's interesting enough to draw my attention. But they're going to have to give me something. But if I have to keep going on different platforms, whether it's Instagram or TikTok, and some of these, I don't even follow Miss Wanda, to be honest with you. I don't. Or YouTube or whatever. And there she go on a rant, cussing. It just makes her look bad, but she doesn't care. So we're going to leave that alone. But it doesn't help Tisha and her brand, because people take out their frustration with Miss Wanda on her daughter, and she's not understanding. She causing her daughter more harm than good. Her last rant that I seen, she's in there going off on another content creator who I guess said something about her. She challenging her to a fight, and then somehow or another she gets to throw Melody's name in there and start talking about something that happened in a vehicle, and it was just disgusting. And I'm like, God, Lee. And this comes out of your mother's mouth. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you. I want y'all to listen to what she said. It's just a short clip, but this is the kind of crap she be on social media and stuff saying about Melody, who's doing nothing but just minding her business.
These people, she don't have respect for a deceased. That right, know the bitch ain't no good. She ain't no good at all. Anytime you talking about somebody that the pass away, you ain't nothing. And I got clips that when you was talking about my niece before she even died, and little that you know, I talked with her. I talked to her way before that clip even came out about with her and Melanie Hope. So y'all say I don't call her name. I'm gonna call her name, Melanie Hope. Yeah. With her and when Melanie tried to fire her or fire her, whatever, I don't know. But yeah, her. That bitch, yeah, the one slap on the knobs in front of everybody. And then talking about Revenge P. Revenge P, I mean, no, I ain't gonna say Revenge P, Pond P, that's what I call it, baby. Pond P. Yeah, they gonna call it holla Pond P. You out in public doing this shit, but how is Pond P when you're doing it in public? Girl, shut the fuck up. Even the damn limousine man seen your lips like... The limousine man, the one who told everything. Let me stop, y'all. Let me stop. I got to go on that girl page tonight. I got to go on her page tonight, y'all. I got to go over there tonight. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the butterfly. We got.
And this is what I'm talking about. Okay. She has an issue with a content creator, and she was talking about the content creator, what she was going to do, and not to talk about her niece who has passed on. And then she throws Melody in there, and then she starts saying some of the most nastiest, gross stuff. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, Miss Wanda. If somebody say that about Letitia, Miss Wanda would be over here losing her mind, threatening everybody, cussing them out, and talking about, don't talk about my kids. You ain't got nothing to talk about mine. You leave mine out your mouth. But you are so freely and willingly to say something about somebody else's child. And these are grown women. I'm not talking about minors. These are grown women. And I don't understand why Letitia, and I know Marceau gets it, but why Letitia keeps going on these platforms talking about, well, that's my mom. I can't tell her to stop. Your mom is doing you more damage than she is good. And maybe in her mind, based on where she grew up at, based on her background and her culture and how she was raised, she thinks she's protecting you. She's not. She is the reason that your fan base has not exploded like it should. Letitia, your fan base should probably be 3, 4 times what you got. I'm not saying people don't like you. Again, allegedly, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only, you do have people that love Letitia, love Marceau, and hate Melody. I get it. Please don't go in my comments saying I'm a millimeter, not a millimeter. I don't hate nobody on this show. I call it the way I see it based on what I hear and what I see. That's my commentary. I don't have a dog in this fight. I just feel Letitia could do so much better if she shuts Miss Wanda up just a little bit. I understand freedom of speech. You go on, Miss Wanda, make your money off of YouTube, have your fan base, but you don't have to go and destroy other people in that process. I always say you can never find happiness trying to make other people miserable. And you are outright foul and disrespectful. You don't have to like Mel. You don't have to like Martell. You don't have to like Kimmy, Trisha. No, it don't matter. Destiny, whatever. But you don't have to talk to them in the language in which you use when you're talking about them. It's just disrespectful, and it makes us as a community look bad. I just feel you're too old. You should be able to get your point out about somebody if you don't like them and why, without having to use all of this negativity and profanity. I cannot like a person and explain to you why without ever having to use a profanity or a cuss word or going low just to let you know I don't care for a person. And you sit here on this thing and say, oh, you slow, you're stupid, this and that. They make fun of the way I talk and I'm country. Well, this is why they do that. This is why they attacked you. This is why they come after you. This is why they come after your daughter. Pull back. You're not hurting yourself. You done lived your life. You're hurting your daughter. They're trying to rebuild this franchise and they're trying to use her and her husband to do it. And you keep going in there and just messing it up for her. You're not working. You're going against the grain. Okay? You're not working to push things forward. You're really pushing things even farther back, considering everything that has went on with this show, all the allegations and everything else. And then here you go talk about this limousine, making that funny noise, trying to, I guess, act as though, you're repeating the action that allegedly took place, calling people the B word. And why? Tisha, if you don't do nothing else, and if y'all want this franchise to survive, because I'm pretty sure the OWN network heads are listening and looking. They've already pulled your mama's interview with Carlos King. Get your mama under control. And I know as your mom, you can't tell her what to do. But if somebody don't have a conversation, I don't know, get a therapist to talk to her and let her know how much damage she's really doing, then she is good. And as I said in previous videos, please go back and look at some of my videos. I've said some people just ain't ready for fame or don't need to be famous, and that is one of them. You could tell people who ain't had much in their life and got just a little bit and lost their mind. She walking around here like she Angela Bassett or somebody. Baby, you ain't that famous. And if this show leaves the air, you will fade off into the sunset in probably the next 6 months. Miss Wanda, stop. Tisha, Marceau, I wish you guys the best. I hope y'all can keep this franchise going. But if you don't shut this lady down, it's a wrap. You got to shut your mama up. All right, with that being said, that's my rant on Ms. Wanda, Letitia, and Marceau. And let me know if y'all agree with me. Put something in the comments because I have nothing against these people. I just call it the way I see it. And Ms. Wanda, sometimes she goes way too far. She kind of like Dr. Heavenly. She goes way too far. And we'll talk about her and her last antics later on. But she does. But in the same sense, if you do the same exact thing to her, then you're disrespectful, you're out of line and all that stuff. Quit it. Quit playing victim. Ms. Wanda, quit playing victim when they come after you. But you want people to have sympathy. When you go after them, then there's a problem. You want to play victim when they come back and go after you. You can't have it both ways. You have no sympathy for them when you're eating them alive, calling people. That is somebody's daughter. If somebody called your your daughter the bitch word like the way you did with all that energy behind it, you'd be done lost your mind. You've already told whoever this content creator is to meet me outside or I'll be in Georgia. Something wrong with you. Why are you trying to fight at 60 something anyway? I stopped. I ain't trying to fight nobody. Hell, when I was 40, I wouldn't fight. I fight you like white folks do. I would take you to court and sue you. You can beat me up all day. And if I live, baby, trust me, I'm gonna own your house, your car, and everything else you got. I'm taking you right on the court and sue you. I'm not gonna sit here and fight nobody. It ain't worth my energy. Okay? And you got to do better than that, Miss Wanda. You are way too old for that behavior. And then to call people out their name, bees and this and that, and I'm going to end it. And you're the one that came on the show and said, I got a husband and a boyfriend. A husband and a boyfriend. And you have the mitigated gall to talk about anybody's relationship. You need to go get your life, Miss Wanda, and stay out of these young kids' life. Your time is up. Go enjoy your grandkids, enjoy your lunches and brunches. Leave these kids to doing what they do. You're hurting more than you helping. I can guarantee you that. And with that being said, this is Generation X Nation. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I don't ask for nothing. I just want you to like and subscribe to the channel, okay? And I just got a little thing to say, and I know I'm a small channel, barely 200 subscribers, whatever. I don't make money off of this, but I'm starting to see some stuff that's kind of, giving me a side eye. Like, I'll look at some of these other people's contents, and I don't know if I'm hearing some of my similarities and some of my titles the same. I don't know. I say maybe we think alike. I'm not accusing nobody of anything, but if you're going to sneak in here and look at some of my stuff, at least give me some credit. Okay? I'm a small channel. I ain't competing with you, but don't come in here and sneak and take my stuff and then take all the credit for it. I don't want no money. I'm not trying to fight with black YouTubers. I could care less. I just enjoy doing this. All right? And with that being said, you guys be safe, stay warm, keep prayed up, pray for the world, pray for humanity, pray for if you have a brother, sister, mother, aunt, cousin, anybody that's gotten caught up in this federal firing and hiring process or getting laid off or whatever, or people scared they're going to lose their Medicaid, Social Security, pray for these people. Pray for them and let's just, we got to figure something out. Because the last thing I want to see is the United States look like a third world country. And just remember, people, going forward, please remember this. As a Generation X person, a Gen X person who has voted on several elections, elections have consequences. Do not let nobody ever make you believe that your vote doesn't count. It does. And when you sit at home and don't vote, or when you don't speak up, you allow people to get in and milk the system, cheat the system, and this is what we got now. And we don't know where we're going to. So just pray. And with that being said, the last time, you guys go out and have a great rest of your day. This is Generation X Nation out. Peace.